Okay, so Treasure Flare. The historic decks on my website are broken down into 4 categories of power level. Proven, which are decks that we've played that have results at tournaments, meaning they're reasonable decks in the format. High Potential, which are decks that I've played that feel like they could get into the proven category if they do well in some tournaments. Fan favorites, decks that are fun and interesting but struggle in some key matchups so they're not as competitive as they could be. And then meme. This is the lone historic deck in the meme category so far. For people that haven't seen this deck, the basic idea is that you mulligan as low as 1 card looking for Treasure Hunt in your opener. Then you cast Treasure Hunt, picking up a bunch of lands, and eventually you get through to your Zenith Flare with a bunch of Cycle lands in your graveyard, and then you Zenith Flare them for lethal. Now, the questions that often get asked in this deck are, Jeff, how does this deck beat X? And the answer to your question is, it doesn't. You hope they don't have it, you hope they leave you alone, and your Treasure Hunts and your Zenith Flares resolve, and you just kill them. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into some games here. We're not just dead to Thoughtseize. We technically have, what's it called? We technically have the island that puts a spell back on top of our deck. Yeah, Mystic Sanctuary goes a long way. Can occasionally beat a Stiff Breeze with Mystic Sanctuary. But chat, if I put the land back, what if I don't draw a 4th land? No, you're reading, you might not. Yep. Alright, our opponent's about to get a lot of mana, chat. Okay, so I want to put the cards that I want to keep over on the left. So I want my Mystic Sanctuaries, or on the right, I want my Mystic Sanctuaries, and I want my untapped lands. And I want my Zenith Flare. And I want some islands. Glad to see we still haven't improved this interface. What are quality of life patches? Alright, have some mana. Yeah, I probably wanted to keep a Lonely Sandbar. That's true. I probably wanted to keep a Lonely Sandbar. Something to think about for future turns. Oh, Zenith Flare's only for 16 right now. They're coming for our memes, chat. Hide your memes, chat. Look at the way they massacred my boy. Look at the way they massacred my boy. Once I missed a sub in there. Dogfish, thanks to the Brady Prime Sport. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh yeah, I should probably save the last treasure hunt, huh? I can't tell! Thanks, Magic Arena. Appreciate you. Thanks, Magic Arena. Appreciate you. Who's excited for this game to work on mobile? Who's excited for the mobile version of Magic Arena? Won't that be practical and reasonable? Yeah, where's Mana Burn when you need it? Yeah, at least I didn't bin the Zenith Flare, I guess, when it discarded at random. Is the client why this deck is in the meme category? Yep. Alright, despite all of the odds being stacked against us, we managed to win the game. So thanks. Thanks, Magic Arena. I appreciate you trying to make us lose, and we did it. We did it anyways. We have bested Tiny Bones in the first game of Magic. Is this a Drakehaven matchup? Or maybe a second Zenith Flare matchup? This is probably a second Zenith Flare matchup, huh? You want Field and White Castle? Nah, that's overboarding. Sneeper Keeper chat. Treasure Hunt, Blue Mana, Mystic Sanctuary. Wonder if they're mulliganing for Leyline of the Void. It's another reason to bring in Drakehaven. We have the technology, chat. We have the technology. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I ain't scared, chat. Don't let fear into your dojo. We can do this. We're gonna win. So yeah, chat. Got a real game plan here. Let's go. Let's go. Take your sideboard card and pound sand, opponent. I've got 2/2 Drakes. Nice black-red deck. Yeah! Thoughtseize this. Ugh. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Get out of here. See, chat, just because it's in the meme category doesn't mean you can't win games. Easy. Easy deck of the day. Don't let your memes be dreams, chat. No, you're good. I saw Dirty Digits, Niv. They're the reason we're gonna play Blue-Red Wizards next. I just tried to build a legit Drakehaven deck. Perhaps I should build this instead. To set a low bar, I think this deck is better than Drakehaven Control. Gosh, professional gamer here, chat. Easy game, easy life. Alright, can we race mono red, chat? Therein lies the question. Can we race the mono reds? This deck is not cheap. Mana bases are not cheap. This deck's incredibly expensive on Magic Arena. To Sanctuary for. Yeah, probably. Prioritize putting islands into play. Prioritize discarding the more expensive cyclers. So, definitely want an untapped land over here and the Lonely Sandbar. Put this into play. Discard 7 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need them to not kill us next turn. We need to get to a turn 5. They could kill us next turn. I'm going to put Steam Vents into play here. I'm going to discard Desert of the Mindful. This is up to 12. These are Ramanap runes. So if they spend mana and don't kill us, we can play Mystic Sanctuary untapped, cycle Lonely Sandbar, Zenith Flare for 13. And they haven't just killed us yet, so maybe we're not dead this turn. Why does Zenith Flare gain life? Because it's perfect, chat. Alright, so if I flare them for 12, I just flare them for 12 and then Mystic Sanctuary it back to the top, right? Is the easy play. Bonk, go to mono red jail. It does make a bonk noise, doesn't it? Probably can't win on the draw. I think we're on the draw that game. If they stumble a little bit, we could be okay. Hey, Ibnis, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We actually haven't mulliganed a lot so far with this deck. You are just mulliganing for Treasure Cruise? Treasure Cruise, Treasure Hunt? The client makes you manually put 7 cards at the bottom. That's hilarious. I should have kept 1 and then taken 2 draws at Treasure Hunt. Is what I should have done there. Shout out to all the YouTube fans like myself. Stumungus. Thank you for keeping me around. I appreciate it. Thanks for the 2 months. Yeah, I should have kept 1 card and given myself 2 more looks. So that was a mistake. Here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again. Should have known. Should have known. Should have known again. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You stated that you hadn't mulliganed and then immediately took 9 mulligans. It's alive! The Luris is just free, and you don't really need the sideboard slots. And, like, occasionally you cast it. It was more relevant before they nerfed companions. So, like, since the, like, pre-companion nerf, you could, like, cast this on 3 to survive against aggro a lot of the time. That doesn't happen anymore, obviously. Okay, so there's the Zenith Flare. There's a Mystic Sanctuary. It's an extra treasure hunt. I don't have any untapped lands that don't hurt me, unfortunately. I want to make sure I discard as many cycling lands as possible here, so my Zenith Flare does maximum damage. So next turn, we're going to gain 10. Oh, you know what? I punted. I should have kept a 1-mana cycle land. I should have kept a 1-mana cycle land, because if I kept a 1-mana cycle land, I could have killed them next turn. So if we lose this game, I punted. Because if I kept a 1-mana cycle land, I would Mystic Sanctuary this to the top, and then cycle into it. And kill them. And then turn 5 kill. You went 5-0 Investable with this deck. It's hilarious. I like here, right? Like, you frequently kill on turns like 4, 5, on turns 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, so we want to draw any 1-mana cycle lands here. Let's just kill them. I think even in best of 3, the deck's fine. Doing stuff like Drakehaven out of the board is sweet. This just dies to discard. It dies to discard plus a clock. You have Mystic Sanctuary to beat discard spells, generally speaking. Yeah, we're gonna lose here now because I punted. This is much better than Zombie Hunt. It's not close. So, we win that. We win that if I keep a proper hand. Not big brain enough to know all the strategies offhand and think them through. We'll know for next time, chat. We'll get them in the next one. We have dealt enough damage. Yeah, we would have been fine in terms of damage. I actually think it's easier to sort the cards to the right, Niv. Oh, because they get pre-sorted that way. Sure, I guess. It's harder to click on the cards from this side, though, is the issue. Because the way they zoom up. Oh, I guess they're not zooming up? Yeah, I guess sorting them to the left's just better. So we'll play a white source here. You know, this deck's probably very good against these Field of the Dead decks. Because, like, they just don't interact with us, and, like, we consistently kill by turn 6. This probably is an absurd field matchup. You just keep putting your lands into play. Yeah, they have to have Bojuka Bog, right? They don't have Bojuka Bog, they just die. Almost all the decks are running main deck bogs, chat. So we need to dodge them drawing bog or drawing Hour of Promise. So the real question is, do we just hope to dodge, or are we supposed to board in Drakehaven? I feel like we're supposed to just hope to dodge. Zedra is greater than Lurus here. Sure, like that matters. And a Zenith Flare for 30, chat. You need to dodge by quite a bit, you mean 5 cards, right? Exactly, Bojuka Bog plus 4 Hour Promise. Yeah, I think James has the correct point in chat. I don't think Drakehavens kill them faster than their Field of the Dead kills us, so I'm supposed to just hope to dodge. I think is exactly correct. Yeah, they're probably at Mugen in their deck still 2 post board. Pretty sure we're just supposed to hope to Fate Bog. Chonky Capabra, thanks for the 3rd of the year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Craig, thanks for the 25 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This is quite the deck. The mulliganing decisions are very straightforward. So you'll notice I keep putting a stop on my main phase. The reason for this is if you don't put the stop on your main phase, you can't reorganize your hand when you get to your end step. So you want to put a stop on your main phase because Magic Arena's interface is Magic Arena's interface. You want to make sure you can reorder how you want to reorder here before you get to the end and have to discard. Alright. Oh, I forgot to keep a cycle land. Crap. I kept a red source, I forgot to keep a cycle land. That's fine. Hopefully one of these will draw us a cycle land. Okay, sweet. There's Lonely Sandbar. So we'll put Ketria into play. The interface seems to function, moving better from the left to the right. It does make more sense all to the left, like you're doing it right at the 8th card, move it to the right. I don't understand what you're. I don't understand your what you're saying, Cyril. They could, yes, I need to keep my Mystic Sanctuary. In fact, I think I binned one there and I probably shouldn't have. So there's a veto on top of their deck. We're going to do this during their upkeep before they draw this veto, just in case they already have a veto in hand. Nope. Hey, good games fight. We were set up pretty well to play through counter spells there with all the Mystic Sanctuary. If the opponent doesn't have a clock, this deck actually plays through counter spells really well because of Mystic Sanctuaries, because you're guaranteed to draw a bunch of Mystic Sanctuaries. Yeah, because like you have most of your deck in your hand. You can play things on your opponent's upkeep, yeah. Yeah, that's not possible, Fonsif. That's just not how software works. For those of you at home and asking yourself, what does a professional treasure hunt player look like? It's this. It's treasure hunt in your opener and untapped land on 2. Do we concede to Leyline of the Void? No, we beat Leyline of the Void in the first match. You boarded Drakehaven for a different win condition. We are lifetime undefeated against Leyline of the Void. Thank you very much. I really hope we play against Field of the Dead for like the next 3 or 4 matches and just keep beating them into the ground. That would be great. Again, putting a stop on my main phase, that when we pick up a bunch of stuff here, we get to go ahead and organize our hand. What matchups does Field? Most of the sideboard you just don't use. It's mostly there for LOLs. I think the only cards in the sideboard I actually intend to board in are like the extra Zenith Flare and the Drakehavens. Yeah! Field of the Dead! Woo! Field of the Dead. Don't Bojuka Bog me. It's all I ask. My one request is please don't Bojuka Bog me. Alright, so we're set up for a turn 5 kill here. We get to go Flare you for 12 next turn. Untap, Mystic Sanctuary, cycle back into it. This is the moment of truth. Do they have the Hour of Promise for the Bog? Usually these decks don't have counterspells in their main. Yeah, nice tier 1 deck that needs to be banned, huh? Okay. Nuclear launch detected. Alright, good game. Nice deck. Bonk. This is my brand new super duper missile. It's 17 times faster than previous missiles that we've had. Let's get linear, linear. I want to get linear. Let's get into linear. Do 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 do. Be do 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 do. This deck is the epitome of you don't have to mulligan, you get to mulligan, right? Right. It depends on how much pressure their deck has to wait. If their deck doesn't have a lot of pressure, Mystic Sanctuary goes a long way. Because they could have counter spells post board, we're going to prioritize keeping all of our Mystic Sanctuaries here. Also want to prioritize keeping some lands. Put a Steam Vents into play here. Yeah, Agonizing Remorse was rough for us. Was rough for this archetype. Yeah, I keep missing some of these things. This, I should have kept a 1-mana cycler instead of the Irrigated Farmland. You wanna when you're keeping things that cycle, you want to keep things like Lonely Sandbars and Forgotten Caves and stuff like that. The fact that I can't just pick 7 cards to keep is such an immense interface failure. Like making me click on 26 things to discard as opposed to just clicking on 7 to keep is such a like what are you doing with yourself? Alright, so fingers crossed for no bog. Alright, so we're dead. I think we've died. Honk? Okay? Alright, that, you know. Listen, beggars, we take those here, okay? We take those. Maybe they're not playing a bog. That's a Field of the Dead opponent that's definitely about to never, they're about to never not register bog in their lives again, chat. We taught them a valuable lesson today on the ladder. Never leave home without your Bojuka Bog. We've paired into someone who is rank 591. This match is very intense. It's for keeps and for realsies, chat. Very, very serious match of magic. Put on my try-hard pants. I'm glad we've gotten to win games with this today. It's such a funny concept. If you haven't seen this deck before, this is one of the many decks that you are missing out on by not going to jeffhoagland.com and clicking on historic decks at the top and searching through all the wonderful things that are up there for your perusal. This has been up there for a while now. This is not a Boomer APM friendly deck. I'm very surprised we're not roping already. You gotta be able to plan out what you're going to discard in advance and execute it appropriately. Again, the things you want to prioritize keeping are Mystic Sanctuaries, 1 mana cycle lands, and then islands to cast your spells with. They found a Thoughtseize. The Thoughtseize is not just the end of the game. We do have Mystic Sanctuary here. Did I discard one of those by mistake? I did not. We just only had one. So you wanna, this is why you wanna prioritize putting islands into play. Because now next turn, we'll get to go Mystic Sanctuary, put Treasure Hunt on top of our deck, cycle Fetid Pools, cast Treasure Hunt. And there's a chance we get to kill them on turn 5 here. Not guaranteed, but a chance. If we don't die on their 5, that is. The fact that we lost the die roll here was a big deal. Yeah, it's gonna be really close. Showing how our deck has counterplay against Thoughtseize nicely. And even if they Thoughtseize us again next turn, I get to kill them so long as they don't kill us. Because I get to Mystic Sanctuary, put it back on top of my deck, and then cycle into drawing it. So even if they have a Thoughtseize here, they're still dead. They need to deal 11 to us. Hey, comic. Hope you're staying safe out there. We could die this turn. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm doing well, comic. They have a Thoughtseize in the bin? I have no idea. They do have a Thoughtseize in the bin, but that doesn't matter. Thoughtseize does not matter, chat. They are dead through Thoughtseize. They take our card away, we go Mystic Sanctuary, cycle Lonely Sandbar, kill you. Is that lethal? I think that's lethal. Yeah, that's lethal. No, wait, I discard the spell, right? Yes. I discard the spell. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if they claim back Kroxa... Oh, Fame kills us. So they're going to Fame one of their things, and then... No, then they can't claim back Kroxa. Village Rites, okay. I don't think there's any shocks in the graveyard. I didn't see Pillar of Flame. Again, good example of understanding how our decks works and giving it counterplay. When do I expect to stop giving the rundown of Runeterra rules and strategy when I start? When I don't do Magic first. Basically always intend to spend the first couple of turns oversimplifying things and explaining all the details to people. Bonk! Bink bonk! Bink bonk! Bink bonk! Bink bonk! I think this is a click submit matchup, huh? Oh, you know what? They're gonna bring in the exile a card from a graveyard. I probably want Zenith Flare, the extra Zenith Flare. Yeah, Bog's probably a fine card to bring in on our side. They could have Leyline. I'm not going to board against Leyline without seeing it. If they Leyline us, we'll go to game 3. I agree, Dirty Dudes. I will. Part of the reason why I do Runeterra segments after Magic segments is so I can bring some of my audience with me. That way people who haven't seen the game before are more inclined to stick around if they were here for Magic when I change to another game. Same reason why I do Magic before, things like Teamfight Tactics or other random variety segments I've done, right? Do my core game first, and then some people stick around. Boofed. Thanks for the 23 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Gosh, imagine being 591 on the ladder and, queuing into our deck. Well, the new Runeterra set drops on the 26th, and I think I've got my schedule figured out for next week. I posted it in the subs Discord. You can take a peek there. Again, want to lead on islands if possible to maximize Mystic Sanctuary. Would not be surprised. I almost considered keeping a hand without Treasure Hunt to minimize Thoughtseize and Duress value against us. It could have potentially been correct to do that. A lot of the sideboard in this deck is pointless. You basically only board in Zenith Flare and Drakehaven, and like some of the miscellaneous lands on occasion. Mostly there for jokes. Like all of the different companions are just kind of there because they technically can be. You mostly just don't sideboard with this deck. Perfect. And then next turn, I get to go Mystic Sanctuary, put Treasure Hunt on top, cycle Desert of the Mindful, cast Treasure Hunt. Oh, that sounds hilarious. Yeah, we should do that. We should put 4 Nullhide Ferox in the sideboard. Is definitely what we should do. So you can board those in against the Thoughtseize decks. That sounds hilarious. That's a real plan. Alright, we'll do that after this. We'll clean out the garbage in the sideboard and like put 4 Nullhide Ferox in there. Because you could realistically mulligan to them being your only spells, right? And like we have green mana. Yeah, I'll double. I agree. We'll need to relook at the mana base. That sounds like just the perfect sideboard plan for this deck, though. Yikes! Yikes! We've been bested. I'm not crafting Ferox for Treasure Flare. Listen, you can play your suboptimal Treasure Flare list all you want. Mine's gonna have Nullhide Ferox in it here in a second. This is just like the most ridiculously expensive meme, just like all the rare lands and Nullhide Ferox. Who wants to keep this? Can I keep this? I'm gonna keep this. I ain't got any thoughts to seize, opponent. Get out of here. A true skill game, chat. Good job dealing 4 to yourself, opponent. Jordan Mayer, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. 10 months, but the last 4 have felt like 20. Ain't that the truth? Oh, maybe I'm supposed to put Luris in my hand there. Can see that. Look at chat, they made a 1/1 elemental for 1 mana. Very reasonable. Is coviddate.net my domain? No, it's Klutz's domain. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm supposed to bin the treasure hunt there. Yeah, I'm supposed to bin the treasure hunt to keep an extra cycle land. That's definitely what I'm supposed to do. Alright, gotta spike the Zenith Flare, chat. Never lucky. Alright, let's sculpt our meme sideboard here, huh? For the Thoughtseize matchup. Readjust our mana base. Oh yeah, definitely all 4 Ferox. Okay, so instead of canyon sloughs, I want sheltered thickets and scattered groves. This is 12 green. No, if they Thoughtseize you and you only have Nullhide as your only spell, they have to take it. In the Runeterra channel, Dirty Digits. I usually don't post their announcements until the week break before. You can also just check it on my website and scroll over. Replace pools with the green Triome. Probably just desert of the Mindful, right? Because this gets us another island too. Do we like that? I think I like that. It's pretty important to like lead on 3 islands in a row. So we just like cut the desert. For Mystic Sanctuary purposes. I mean, we have 12 1-mana cyclers, and we have 16 2-mana cyclers. I think that's fine. We have two different sideboard plans. I mean, we could also just pay mana. Is Drakehaven even a real plan? I have no idea. Is the main deck even a real plan? Before you rag on my sideboard, can we discuss if my main deck's even a real plan? Yeah, most of the sideboard here is still just a joke, chat. I cut some of the joke cards of the sideboard. I did not cut all of them. Most of the sideboard is still just a joke. I'd be concerned if the sideboard wasn't a joke. Ain't that the truth? Okay, so again, we want Mystic Sanctuaries, untapped lands, and 1-mana cyclers over here. Put an island into play for the turn, discard the rest. They are going to gain some life here. Zenith Flare was the next card. That's funny. First of the bing bongs, chat. Nuclear launch detected. Anchor on the click submit plan. Anchor on the click submit plan, chat. Elves did get cut, Chef Seth, for Blue Red Wizards. So the problem with Drakus at the Anti-Trumpet is you can't just cast it. I think being able to cast Worm for 6 mana is a big deal. I think having another uncastable card and also being worse against Field of the Dead are big deals. I don't think their graveyard plan really matters. So I didn't board in the bogs. Their graveyard plan seems real slow and clunky. Nailed it. Do I put them on a counterspell? I think I put them on a counterspell here and just do this and pass. Okay, and now we have enough resources to play through this, right? I get to go Mystic Sanctuary, put this back on top, cycle Forgotten Cave. Okay. Mystic Sanctuary is a big part of why this deck works and can play through Disruption. This deck would fold like a wet noodle to Disruption if Mystic Sanctuary wasn't a card. But Mystic Sanctuary punches the clock and goes to work quite frequently for you. Hoozy, thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. There's a reason why Sanctuary is banned in Pauper. Yep. How'd Red Black Pyro go? Do I have a good... It was really rough, Sky. We got Ugin a bunch of times, and then we also died to Burn. It was a tough set. Deck feels like it has the tools. The deck feels like it has the tools to beat Field of the Dead. It does not feel like it has the tools to beat Ugin. And maybe you're just supposed to play Sorcerer's Spyglass to hedge that. That's probably the answer. You still die to Ulamog, but Ulamog's less common than Ugin at least. We have one more with Zenith Flare today than we won with Red Black Pyromancer. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, too, like, the last time we played this, we won a bunch of matches with it, too. Like, it's doing something super novel, and it's capable of winning matches for sure. I don't know what our record is. I don't keep track. I don't really care at the end of the day. I think this deck's fun and has reasonable play to it. Oh my gosh, chat! We could play Leyline of Sanctity, but I guess that's bad for when we're treasure hunting. Yeah, Leyline doesn't work. Mulligan to 3. Wiggle, thanks for the 3rd of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I apologize to any notifications I might have missed. This deck has a real dexterity element to it, so I'm kind of like really hyper-focused while playing a lot of the time. So I don't accidentally discard things to hand size. Moles to 3, discards to hand size on turn 2. Oh, just 27 cards, Magic Arena? Okay. I wish I had an option to tell it not to pop up and zoom in on these cards. That would be nice. So I can make sure I'm not missing any easily or like clicking on the same one twice. There's a lot of different ways the interface could be better here. Discard a card, clutches pearls. There are 26 in the bin. Again, getting set up so we can beat a Thoughtseize next turn. Want to keep all of our Mystic Sanctuaries and some 1-mana cycle lands. Oh, the red cycle land's bad though, right? So I only have these 2 lands in play. Oh no! No! Thought erasure me, daddy. Oh yeah! You thought sees me so good! You know just what I like. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, if they don't have Spell Pierce, they're dead. Nuclear launch detected. Bonk. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it, chat. Alright. This is the Nullhide Ferox matchup, right? We're gonna do it? We're gonna do it? I think we're gonna do it. Alright, so what are we cutting when we board in the Ferox? I'm not taking out Flare. Flare is staying. You want to get rid of Secluded Steppe? Why don't we just, like, cut Fetid Pools? I think that's the cut. I want to keep all my green sources. These are 16 green sources, so we can cast it, theoretically. Nothing just added in. I don't know if this plan's actually good, but it's definitely hilarious, so we're gonna do it. Thoughtseize me. Thoughtseize me. Thoughtseize me. Thoughtseize me. Dang it. Dang it. Never lucky, chat. Never lucky. Thought erasure me. Thought erasure me. Thought erasure me. Yes! Victory! Dun dun dun! Bunk! Alright, what land are we playing? This one? I think we're playing this one. I don't care if we win, we did the thing. That's all you could really ask for, chat. Man, the cojones on this opponent. Just like, no fear disinformation campaign the Nullhide Ferox deck. I can appreciate this. This is like, There is no opponent's dojo does not contain fear, chat. They ain't scared. They know cowards can't block warriors. Bunk. Alright, do I play this? I think I play this, right? Do I? Nah, I'm just gonna cycle this turn in case they play another discard spell. I want to double cycle in response to a discard spell.
Address me as Queen of the Dead, please.
Okay, alright, I think it's just that.
We're doing things my way.
Bye, friend. Alright, I fully believe in ending decks on a high note, and I really feel like we can't get much higher of a note than that. Like, that was just chef's kiss perfect. We are 10 out of 10 updating the deck list and the website to include 4 copies of Nullhide Ferox. If you hate your wild cards, chat, boy, do I have a bunch of rare lands for you to craft. For this. I don't know that we could improve upon the perfection that this is. All right, so just like to talk about the sideboard for half a second, let's cut the last cheeky one of those. What are things that I might actually do with the mana base here? So if we're gonna do this Nullhide Ferox plan, that might actually mean we're supposed to board in Castle Ardenvales when we do that. Because if we're going to go on like this fair plan against the discard decks, Castle's a land that we can draw into that helps with that too. So I think to make the sideboard slightly less of a meme and more consistency, I think I'm going to put 3 white castles and 3 Bojuka Bogs in there. I think this is where I'd end on the sideboard, like trimming most of the chaff, and like these are cards that like you could actually board in and like do something useful. People want Shifting Ceratops. I don't know if I want Shifting Ceratops. We only have 16 green. I guess that's castable. How does deck beat Mana Blue? You just concede to it. Maybe, Thassa's Oracle is really bad, chat. I don't think that's a good win condition at all. I guess that's okay against Leyline of the Void specifically. The problem is that, like, the decks that have Leyline probably also have discard spells and stuff to beat you, and, like, you're gonna hit Thassas in the middle. Yeah, maybe you do just put Shifting Ceratops on the board for Mono Blue and control decks. Just, like, have a full changeover plan. That could be funny. Is that good? That's probably bad. I'm going to leave it like this. I think the Nullhides are sweet because you don't have to actually cast them. So, yeah, I'm going to do this. Y'all can meme with whatever you want in the sideboard. I'm going to post this one up on the site because I think this is super reasonable. All right, at any rate, I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while I get everything set up and flipped over for the next one. When we get back, we are going to play some more Blue-Red Wizards, which was sweet the last time we played it, and if this is sweet again today, it's definitely going up on the site because this web archetype is one of my kinks. So, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. Elves got